We're going to do 5 minutes of Fuddruckers. 5 minutes of Trump, really quickly. Go ahead.
And now,
I love the poorly educated.
it's time for
Look at my African-American over here.
5
Look at him.
minutes
Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
of Trump.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
5 minutes of Trump
I'm a very intelligent person.
with Karen Hunter.
All right, so Sunday morning, he tweeted about the wildfires. You know, California is under siege by nature because of the climate. And he attacked the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, saying he's done a terrible job of forest management. And he's done a terrible job. I told him the first day, this is an actual tweet, we met that he must clean his forest floors, regardless of what his bosses, the environmentalists, demand of him. Must also do burns and cut fire stoppers. Then he's kind of low-key threatened to not give him any federal funds. And Gavin Newsom tweeted, "You don't believe in climate change. You are excused from this conversation." Nice clapback, but here's the reality. Most people don't know that California as a state gives more to the federal government than it receives. If California just decided not to give the federal government any money and use that money that he said he's not giving them and not give it to the federal government and use it for, I don't know, fighting their own fires, the federal government would be in a deficit. I think it's the largest contributor among states. Of any state in our union to the federal government gets far more than it receives. Indeed. How many people know that?
Zero, right? Like zero.
Well,
of
apparently not Trump.
Of Trump's voters, right?
So there's that.
Can I also just say that everything about that tweet is wrong? The California forests are not what's on fire. It's the grasslands, and if he turned on a television and looked, he'd know that, okay? The forests are not on what's on fire. It's the grasslands are on fire because the grasslands have been starved of rain because we're in a drought situation because of climate change. Like, it's all, when Gavin Newsom says he's excused from the conversation because he doesn't believe in climate change, that's not just a clapback. That is literally, like, you cannot have this conversation. It would be like me trying to explain, Supreme Court law to my 4-year-old. He's a nice kid, but he can't get it because he's 4. And that's what Donald Trump is, right? So you cannot actually explain to him even what is burning because he doesn't understand the forces at play. All right, that's number one. The forests are not what's on fire in California. Number 2, Trump is out here talking about sending money to Russia to help Russia fight its fires in Siberia, but won't.
Wait.
Siberia is also burning because climate change. This is all
Siberia where it's super cold?
Yeah, Siberia. There are forests.
It's like super
now
duper
in Siberia
cold?
it actually is the forest, but like there are actual forest fires in Siberia right now. So Trump's talking about helping Russia with their forest fires and not helping one of the 50 states in the union of which he is president, right? So that's number 2. And number 3 is that he, of course, is continuing his effort to pull out of the Paris Climate Accords because he doesn't believe that climate change is real. And it's not even that I would imagine that it's not even that he believes that it's real or not because he's too stupid to know either way. He just understands that liberals care about this. And his entire strategy of the presidency is, I don't know if you ever saw Star Trek 3, The Wrath of Khan, but there's a point where Kirk asks the Klingon to take Spock away, and the Klingon says no, and Kirk says why, and Klingon says because you wish it. That is Donald Trump. Anything that anybody that's not in his thrall wants, he says no to because they wish it. That's all he needs to know. Liberals want something? No. Why? Because you wish it. That's the theories of his entire presidency.
That's still not going to not make people vote for him, Elie Mystal. Also, the only reason why I played 5 minutes of Trump today is because he got booed at Madison Square Garden this weekend. And do we have actually the booing? Yes! Yeah! Woo! That was the UFC. I think
a lot of black men in that audience.
I think he expected something different because of Joe Rogan and them and Dana White. They're kind of Trump-ish, Trump-esque, Trump-adjacent. I guess he thought that was going to be a friendly crowd, so he got booed at the World Series in Washington, D.C. He got booed at the UFC match. Again, he didn't expect that.
I think Republicans think that the only sport black people watch is
basketball.
Is basketball?
Yeah, probably.
Like, I really think so. Like, they don't seem to understand that, like, black people be everywhere in sport, right? You go to a damn swim meet, you're going to see a lot of black people in the stands, right?
Facts.
Like, there are black people who like every sport in this country, certainly including UCF, right?
We
were just talking about African-American men and their desire for a certain level of hardness.
Yeah.
That's UCF
John Bones.
Into its bones, exactly.
Bones Jones. And I was this weekend I had lunch with someone whose son is in a hockey in Newark at the PNC Center. They have a hockey thing every Saturday. Black kids.
Yep.
Knock it off. But that was funny. And that's it. He took his sons this time, sons Donald Jr. and Eric. They were booed too, along with Representatives Kevin McCarthy, Peter King, and Mark Meadows. Everyone was booed. Smith, you wanted to say something about the booing?
So, the Nationals are at the White House as we speak.
Are they?
Right now.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. And apparently it's becoming sort of like the most MAGA of all the sports visits. One of the players is at the podium on the balcony with a MAGA hat on.
Oh, God.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Come on, y'all.
I'm sure baseball is super happy about that because, again, black people watch sports. And when you look at why baseball is third at best amongst the major sports, if not fourth, it is because of baseball's just chronic inability to appeal to middle-aged black folk. Like, the baseball's inability to there was a time not so long ago in this country where baseball was the sport of black people because of Jackie Robinson, because of Satchel Paige, right? Because of Willie
Hank
Mays,
Aaron,
right?
Yeah.
Because
Ricky Henderson,
because it was the socially progressive sport, right? And baseball has completely lost that to the point where there are so few American-born African, black people in baseball. Mainly now it's international black people, because baseball has lost so much of its credibility within the black community, and it's why the sport is flagging. So yeah, go have your MAGA rally, baseball champions. See how that shows up in attendance next year.
You were showing me something during the break.
Yeah. So we were just talking about this poll that shows, who's beating Trump in these key battleground states. In these key battleground states, in that poll that the media is not reporting, it showed that Trump is losing to Biden and Warren and Sanders amongst whites with college education, black people, Hispanic people, people who identified as other race. The only people that Trump is winning with are white, non-college educated voters, and he's killing. He's up 25 points against Biden and Sanders and Warren with white, non-college educated voters. Folks, we have a dumb white people problem in this country. We don't have a problem with other people. We have a dumb white people problem in this country, and that is why Trump keeps winning.
But calling them dumb, anyway.
Well, I'm not trying to convince them.
Okay.
How am I'm an educated black man. How am I supposed to convince a dumb white person? That's not going to happen.
Right. So
you have to overtop them. There are more not dumb white people and other people than there are dumb white people. You have to bring more your side to the polls on election today than they will bring their side. You're not going to convince these people are the white college educated, non-college educated voters. The only thing they have going for them is being white.
Okay.
That's their claim to fame in life.
So are we not playing casually white racist bingo today?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right, and let's end our Trump thing. Bye.
God bless the United States.
An anonymous
Lodestar.
This guy can't talk.
Space Force.